The 20-hour fasting protocol has been the protocol that I've consistently taught to women here in our community for the past 8 or so years. It has always stood the test of time. It has never failed us. I'm going to review what the 20-hour fast is today for you, why it is such a powerful protocol for so many of us to follow. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Diane Parham. I'm the creator of the online course and the community here, the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman. We talk a lot about us women and aging and how we fit into today's society as menopausal women. One of the things that I used while I was transitioning into my postmenopausal season was the 20-hour fasting window. Remember, intermittent fasting is a 24-hour period that we simply break up into two windows. One is fasting, one is feasting. We are consciously choosing to fast for 20 hours. So we start our fast at the 0 hour. This is when we end our previous feasting window. For a lot of us, that just means we've had dinner or our last meal of the day, and we start the clock for our 20-hour fast. For most of us, that just means we're going to eliminate nighttime snacking, maybe that little glass of wine and popcorn on the couch while you're watching your TV shows, whatever it is that you're doing at night, which oftentimes is mindless and habitual for a lot of us and not necessary. We just cut that off the top right there. So I call the 0 to the 12-hour window when we are fasting, meaning we are choosing to not create a new hormonal response that's going to create a reaction from our body. Most importantly, the reaction that we are stopping is an insulin response due to something we're putting into our body. So I call 0 to 12 hours fasting, meaning we're preparing our body for the fasted state, or where all the magic will eventually happen for us. Fasting is just making, like I said, a very conscious decision not to put anything in your body. And I mean anything in your body. So we're not going to have those tiny little snacks. We're not going to worry about calories. We're not going to worry about, does this break my fast? We're going to do nothing for that 12 hours. So for 8 hours, most of us are going to be sleeping, varying that up depending on what your sleep cycle is or what your sleep schedule is. Then when we wake up in the morning, we're going to not create a hormonal response. So nothing in our coffee, no stevia, no creamer, no heavy whipping cream, nothing, nada, zero, zip. Yes, you can have some black coffee. Yes, you can have some black tea, but we are choosing to give our body an opportunity to rest. So we're not going to do anything, and we're just going to postpone what most people call breakfast. So we're going to delay breaking our fast to a later time in our day. This gets us to that 12-hour mark. Now, the 12-hour mark is very critical in the fasting world because 12 hours is when our body has that opportunity to reset itself. So insulin has that opportunity to get to its lowest point, meaning it's resetting itself, and we are going to turn our body onto getting its energy from what we have in storage. So we're forcing our body now to turn inward to find things that we have in storage, what I like to also refer to as the things we're complaining about. And we're going to create a situation where we're forcing our body to use that up as its new source of energy. So that happens at the 12-hour mark if you've done nothing to interrupt your fast. From the 12-hour mark to the 13-hour mark, so just one additional hour. New research, well, I guess it's not new anymore. It's research that's available to us, that there was a study that was done on women who were breast cancer survivors and women who fasted for 13 hours versus women who did not fast for 13 hours. Both sets of women were breast cancer survivors. The women who fasted for at least 13 hours had a very significant decrease, if any, reoccurrence of breast cancer. So just 13 hours in a fasted state can reverse the opportunity for a breast cancer reoccurrence. What if we all just fasted for that 13 hours? breast cancer survivors or not, I'm going to take the chance that that might even work for me, and I might not even have to ever put myself in that category as a breast cancer survivor. But if you are a breast cancer survivor, why wouldn't you give yourself the benefit of the doubt and go that 13 hours? Now, if you're a woman who is struggling through perimenopause, you're struggling to get through that little transition of that 12 months of no menstrual cycle where you can say you're actually in menopause, and then you can join us all in this wonderful world of post-menopause, then the 20-hour fast is really powerful for us when we really understand what happens in that 12 plus hours of our fasted state. For so many of us, we are just stuck in this limbo of our body not knowing what we're going to do next, because we have put it through so many different short-lived but often drastic diet type of approaches, or changing our food genre that we're following for a very short period of time, and doing things in almost a desperate and drastic state that our body doesn't know what we're going to do next. And so it doesn't really trust us to let go of anything, and it's been really, really good at storing a lot over these years. And so this is where that 12 to 20 hours, that additional 8 hours that we're going to stay in that fasted state, becomes super powerful for us, especially if you are changing your mindset about fasting and you're going to commit to this consistently over time. And the commitment that we need to make is trusting what the fasted state is going to do for us and not constantly questioning it. Can I have this in my fasted state? Does this break my fast? Someone said I can have 15 calories and I'm going to be fine. That might be okay for a certain group of people, but if you are suffering and struggling with what's going on with your body as these changes are taking place because of the menopausal seasons that we go through, then you really have to lean into this long, clean fast as the way for your body to have the opportunity to reset itself. So we've talked about the 13-hour mark. So let's talk about what happens in this 20-hour frame. So I like to call the 16-hour fast kind of where we make some lifestyle shifts, and it really can be the place that you bounce in and out of once you have established some good confidence and consistency with this 20-hour fast, and you're no longer in that struggle boat with what it is that's going on with your menopausal changes. I call the 18-hour fast where we can kind of sit if we're making some fitness strides. Like I'm currently in my running era. I call it my running era 2.0. I've been a runner since I was in high school, and I'm really, really tackling my running very seriously. My training, my nutrition, my fasting, my supplements, all the things. And so I'm tending to lean more into this 18-hour fast just so I can support what it is I'm asking or taking from my body with my fitness. And then the 20-hour fast is what we do like to call that sweet spot. So let me describe a little more for you in these specific areas of where the 20-hour fast is so powerful for us. So the 20-hour fast does really help us with hormonal reset opportunities. And when we talk about menopause, the first place our brain goes when we talk about hormones is our estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. The only way that we can reset or realign those hormones if we are in menopause is to put those hormones back in our body. That's the only way those hormones are coming back. So when you hear someone talk about hormone reset with some sort of diet protocol that they're talking about or some sort of fasting protocol, remember those aren't our sex hormones that they're referring to. What I like to talk about with hormonal reset with the 20-hour fast is our hunger hormones, which are in fact the hormones that are so out of balance because of the hormonal changes that are going on with menopause. The hormones I'm referring to when I say hormonal reset specifically are ghrelin, our leptin, our neuropeptides, and yes, insulin. Insulin is one of those hunger hormones. And so we want to make sure that we are doing the work to reset those hormones. Those hormones we are in fact in control of still, despite the fact that our other hormones are just tanking on us because of the season of life that we are in. The other beautiful thing about the 20-hour fasting protocol with intermittent fasting is the opportunity for us to tap into stored fat and utilize that as energy. Again, this really does coincide with making sure that our hunger hormones are balanced as well, because when our hunger hormones are balanced and we learn to sit in a state of hungry and feel confident, knowing that we are giving our body the opportunity to turn inward and find all the things that we're complaining about and pull them to the surface and utilize those for energy sources, we have the opportunity to also turn into a lot of those fat storages and utilize that as energy as well. I've done several videos about draining the tanks. I'll make sure that I include those videos here for you to watch as well. Once you understand what it means to drain your energy tanks and give your body the opportunity to turn to fat as its energy source, it's like the biggest aha moment you're ever going to have about how your body is really trying to work in your favor. So that's one of the other beautiful things about the 20-hour fast. The other thing is glucose control. I talked about how we get the hormonal reset, specifically our hunger hormones, and how we can drain the tanks with intermittent fasting. I was a pre-diabetic when I was in my early 50s, and I had just transitioned into postmenopause. I've also suffered from insulin resistance pretty much my whole life. I had all kinds of brain fog and memory problems. Like, I was just a mess about 8 years ago. And really getting control of my glucose and understanding what was causing my glucose to be completely out of balance really did change the game for me. And that happened with practicing a 20-hour fasting protocol. Your body is going to go into storage, pull everything that is backing your system up, pull it to the surface, and utilize that for energy. And that is really where the big changes are happening for so many of us. And then once you get that glucose under control, fat utilization is just something your body knows how to do naturally. We call the 20-hour fast the sweet spot because that is where the magic happens. We are giving our body the full opportunity to tap into stored energy, and stored energy that doesn't have the opportunity to be utilized is problematic for so many of us. The other thing that's beautiful about a 20-hour fast is it's so easy. We have so many things going on in our life. We have so many things to manage. We have so much to think about. Do we want to add to all of that the calendaring system of stop, eat, stop, or alternate day fasting? Is today the fast? Is today the day I don't fast? Do we really want to be phasing our food? Do we want to eat based on what the moon is doing or what our cycle is doing? Or can we just lean into a very well thought out, a very conscious decision to fast and let our body do what it's been naturally designed to do? We move out of the way. We have nothing to manage. We have nothing to schedule except a 20-hour fast, which we start when we're done eating dinner at night, and we count out to 20 hours into the next day, and we pick a time that we're going to break that fast. It is the easiest way to manage your life. And for so many of us that are so busy and have all kinds of life stressors tugging at us, why wouldn't we want to create a lifestyle for ourselves that is just easy to manage on its own? And then the last thing is the energized sense of calm. So I'm going to include a video here. I think it was like 5 tips to help you lose weight or something like that. I'm going to include it here for you. And one of the tips that I recommended was to stop exercising for just a little bit of time. A couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months. For me, it was an entire year when I started intermittent fasting. And I made that decision very thoughtfully because I didn't feel good. I didn't have any energy. I was trying to reverse my pre-diabetic condition. I didn't have any confidence. I had all kinds of weight I was trying to lose. I just didn't have what it took to get my body into a mode of exercising, which is for a lot of women a very, very real place to be when you're not feeling good or you've just been told that you have some sort of new health condition that you have to manage. Give yourself a break and give yourself the benefit of the doubt and tackle one obstacle at a time. The beautiful part of the energized sense of calm, when you are allowing your body to reset its hunger hormones, start tapping into that fat as a source of energy, when you have that glucose control, meaning you're not going to be doing this throughout your day anymore, you are going to be just steady with what it is you have going on in your energy, and you're also going to be steady with how you're feeling in your mood. You've hit that sweet spot and you're finding your stride in the 20-hour fast and that 4-hour feast. That energized sense of calm starts to kick in. That's when you're going to feel like getting back to exercising. When you tackle one obstacle at a time, you are more likely to stick to the lifestyle that you're creating for yourself because it will seem manageable. You will be so eager and so ready to get back into exercising once you get your energy and your confidence back. So give yourself a break, give yourself the benefit of the doubt, and just put your exercise on the shelf for however long it takes to get that energized sense of calm back. And then when you get that feeling, you will run to your gym or run to your workout program without any doubts. You will have your confidence back and it will feel good to get back into your exercising. And then the best benefit about this 20-hour fasting protocol and the 4-hour feasting protocol is you get to choose to do nothing while giving your body every opportunity to heal itself from the inside, to lose the weight that you've been struggling to lose, get your brain function back, get that energy back. You don't have to micromanage anything. Just sit calmly in that state of hungry, manage that 20-hour fast, drink your water, drink your coffee. Don't worry about adding anything in. If it's going to break your fast, just trust that the water is going to do its job. Once you are healed, you can start experimenting with some things. But while you're struggling, while you're complaining, while you're feeling frustrated, for a lot of us, while you're feeling depressed about what's going on in your body, trust the 20-hour fast. Like I said, once you get healed, once you get yourself back to that place where you feel confident about what's going on in your body, you've learned some things about your nutrition, you've got that workout routine back on your calendar and you're consistently showing up for yourself, then you can alternate between a 20-hour fast, maybe an 18-hour fast, a 16-hour fast, or heck, just go for that 13 hours. And then when you notice some things starting to slip back in the direction that you're not happy with, this 20-hour fast will always be there for you. And once you build that experience and that confidence that you built with your healing aspect of what you're doing, then you can jump in and out whenever you want. It is the most consistent thing that I have done for myself this past 8 years, and I have been a health and wellness coach since I was in my 20s. This is the longest healthy lifestyle approach that I have stuck to because it works, because it's simple, because I get all the things that are advertised with all the things that are being shot at us, and I do a lot of nothing to get the results that I'm hoping for. I encourage you to give it a try. I'm going to link the video that I did on this very subject almost exactly to the date 2 years ago. I did it in 2022, where I talked about why women should be doing a 20-hour fast. Make sure you watch that video as well. I'm sure I said the same exact things in just another way. Maybe something will click for you, and then take some time to read the comments in the comment section. I hope it will encourage you to join our amazing community of women who are also fasting for 20 hours and reaping all the benefits. If you would like to get a more personalized approach to establishing a 20-hour fasting lifestyle for yourself, or you would like to join a group of women who are starting out where you're starting out and will finish where you hope you will finish, and that is that energized sense of calm, some weight loss, some inflammation loss, some mental clarity, gaining some wins with maybe getting that scale to finally start to move in the direction you want it to, I highly recommend making sure that you click on the Find Out More button and join us for our next Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course. I promise you that within the first 7 days, of class, something is going to change for you for the positive. I don't know what that one thing is going to be for you, because I am amazed every class that I teach that someone comes to me with something that is just extraordinary that has happened for them. Yes, inflammation will go away. Yes, the scale will start to move. Yes, your clothes are going to feel better. Yes, the mental fog is going to go away. Yes, your energy is going to come back. But I've also had some amazing stories come back about things like skin tags disappearing, rashes going away, aches and pains and joints leaving their body, digestive issues being resolved. It's amazing what happens for us when we stop interfering with what our body has been beautifully designed to do for us, if we just move out of the way. So move out of the way, give yourself the opportunity to experience the energized sense of calm in the 20-hour fast. If you have any questions, please make sure you leave them in the comment section below. I am always very active in the comment section, and I will always make sure that if you leave me a comment that I respond to you and let you know how much I appreciate you.